What's up, guys? My name is Khan and we're back today with more Railroads Online, and today I want to try and set up some proper engine sheds. I know we talked about it in the last episode with the update, and there are these wonderful engine sheds now under facilities, so I do want to try and set up some engine sheds in here, and I don't really know how it's gonna go, but I'm gonna try and do it anyway. Now, as far as I can tell, one thing I actually want to check, if we have an engine shed, can I link it to... I can't. Okay, so we literally just have to free place these things and then actually sort of get the rails to sync up. So what I'm thinking we do is we make a diverging line right off of this switch here. So it'll come straight out this way. We can curve it to a round table somewhere here. And then we'll have as many engine sheds as we can possibly fit here, sort of around the round table, and bring the lines off of it that way. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to demolish some rails, clear this out, just like this, something like that, perfect. And if we put another switch left with this direction, this should actually, like, look at that, it's actually perfect already. We can demolish one other piece of, whoops, demolish that other rail just to make sure, and switch left over in this direction like that. Perfect. So this will be the track that we'll use to bring engines to and from the round table. It means when we're bringing an engine into the round table, we'll have to like flip it around 180, actually back it out onto this to then come forward, but it should be fine. So that'll be perfect. And then we gotta actually, hold on, I actually should probably delete this first and put down some groundwork. They apparently fixed the groundwork too. I didn't mention it in the update video, but there's always that issue where you can see the pulsing issue. Apparently it doesn't look fixed, but apparently they had fixed that. All right, so we're just gonna bring this groundwork out straight, like this, something like that, perfect. And then we'll turn it over a little bit, and a little bit more. And try to get this like right into the center. I think this is actually pretty good. Oops, that might be too far. Will it? Nah, maybe not. Hold on. Let's go straight this way now for a bit. And then if we put our round table here on the end of that, we should be able to distribute between all the... We probably have to go back a little further, no? Yeah, no, we're going to fix this. I find it's actually a little bit more difficult to put down the groundwork in the snow than it was on the... There's just no contrast, which is... It's not really a big deal. But yeah, when you have the groundwork with the regular stuff, like the brown groundwork or whatever on the green grass, it's a little bit easier to spot the difference. I think something like that is probably better. And then we'll have a round table and distribute it. So there we go. Perfect. And now when we render the groundwork, I think this is when the pulsing actually disappears. And look at that. Yeah, it does. Perfect. That's awesome. So before you had this issue where there was the pulsing effect, right? And it's because you had two pieces of texture directly on top of each other perfectly. But now there was a note the dev knows that when you, I guess, render the groundwork, when you right-click to finalize it, it slightly adjusts the height of one versus the other. I'm assuming the one you're placing. And that way, you know, you don't get this weird glitching ground effect, even though it's basically the same. You can still see the line, but you don't actually see the glitching texture. So that's actually gonna make groundwork placement a lot easier, because before you always had to manually sort of adjust it up or down to get rid of that effect. And with these shunt yards, I had to do that all the time. Now it should automatically do that, which I think is fantastic. So here we go. Let's bring some rails out. Perfect. This is wonderful. Unbelievably awesome. I love the snow. I really do. I hope they start getting weather effects that actually do stuff to the trains. I mean, I'm assuming snow would affect, like, your traction on rails. The rails would be cold. I don't know if the temperature of the rail would make a difference, but the cold rails would definitely be more slippery, I would imagine. They'd have, like, an ice buildup, you know, that kind of thing. So, either way, still really, really cool. But there we go. Perfect. So that'll be our line that, you know, you come off this line, you turn, and you park your engines way over here. We can probably cut this, actually, let's cut this back just a little bit. Perfect. And then we're going to put down our turntable. Just link that up. Excellent. This looks good. I like that. And then now we just got to build an array of sheds in like a U. and then have all the lines coming off the turntables. We don't need switches to go to each of the sheds. Each shed will have its own line. Like, each half of the shed will have its own line, but we'll just have to jam them, like, all right next to each other, and hopefully we can make this work. All right, so we're basically just gonna have to guess at this. So I think the first thing we're gonna do is put one here, just straight off the turntable, like that. And look at that, we got lots of room behind it. That's excellent. I think that'll be enough room. And then the next one, what I want to do is kind of do the same. Whoops, not alpine blue. We're going to make them all brown. I like the brown look. I think it, oh, okay. Apparently this happens. This is a cool glitch. I switched colors. Now we have an invisible shed. You can see this is, oh God. Oh no, I'm into the abyss. It's okay. It's okay. All we got to do is just save and reload and this will disappear. And we're back. So yeah, for some reason, I don't know why, whenever you, like, if you have the color selected with the shed, like, hovered, it'll magically place an invisible one. But anyway, we're gonna line up from here. I feel like I want to put a gap in between them. I think that looks cool if they've got a gap. So we're gonna aim straight from the roundhouse, or the round table, I guess, and then turntable. It's one of those words. And then try and line this up as best we can. Oh boy. Oh, here we go. That's perfect. I need to go, like, right there-ish. Just so the corners of the roof are touching. Perfect, right? Yeah, the corners are, like, basically overlapping. Oh, this one's a little bit further back. I'm gonna do this over and over again because I have problems. I have a real problem with the perfection, which I guess is why we're called Straight Line Rail Co. It's, you know, it's got to be straight rails. It's got to be lined up roundhouses. That's so much worse. See, there's no easy way to do this. All right. You know what? We're gonna leave. It's good enough. I don't even care. That looks good enough. We can do fine adjustments later. All right, so that's 2. I want to get 4, at least 4. I think 4 is going to be good because that'll store 8 engines, and I think right now in the game there's 7 engines, so that's pretty good. And then we can always, you know, build another one later if we had to. Ooh, that's pretty good. I think something like that. Okay, perfect. So that's 3. Which gives us 6. Let's try another one over here. We might be able to get a 5th, to be honest. I mean, I'll do as many as I can get, but... Alright, this one's got to be lined up with the circle, so we stand in the middle. And we look like this. Oops. I'm just trying to stand right in the middle so that we get, like, you know, as close of a straight line at each one as we can. And then we got to build all the lines that come off. Oh, God. It's really hard to get this perfect, though. I think that's good there. Okay, yeah, and there's no way we could fit another one there, because we're basically at the point here where we're going to hit this. Okay, so that's 4. If I move this back, I don't think we'd get any more in there. Like, you know, as we go back, I guess we're getting closer. Like, the radius of the curve starts here, right? So I don't think we could fit more than 4. Yeah, I mean, there's a little more room in behind here than I would have liked, but at the same point in time, you're never going to get these, like, flush against the rail here because they're not going to be at the same curve as the... This looks really cool, though, with 4 train sheds. I'm a big fan of that. Can I open the windows? I've always wondered this. I see these windows. Oh, my God, of course you can. That's amazing. That's just great. But yeah, I think this looks good. I like the way that you can walk in between them, too. You can tell that they're like 4 separate buildings, but they still have that, you know, sort of round table appearance. All right, so now we're going to place the groundwork from the turntable to each of these doors. You know what? Let's actually open up all the doors. I think that might just be easier. That way we can really see the alignment of the track. Nope, that door opened. Thank you. Thank you. Perfect. This actually looks kind of awesome. I'm so happy they have engine sheds now. I really hope they get to the point where there's engine maintenance in this game, where you have to actually, like, you know, do stuff to preserve your steam engines. I know, like, cylinder cocks, for example. I have a bunch of buddies who are, like, sort of train experts, and they all get mad at me for not knowing proper train things. But I know cylinder cocks, they told me they're for blowing the excess water out of the cylinders when you're coming into stations and stuff and you got to turn the train off because water in the cylinders is bad news. And so they actually, like, blow them out with the cylinder cocks, and it's cool. They have them in the game. They blow the steam out the sides, but they don't actually have, like, a purpose yet. So it'll be interesting if train maintenance and that sort of stuff becomes a thing. So anyway, we got all our doors open. This looks great. And now we just gotta somehow do some groundwork. So you can't link groundwork directly to this. Oh, see, that's super low. I don't want that. Hold on. And if I go up, oh, I can't even place it on there. Okay, perfect. We could just place it right in front of this on the ground level, because those rails are on ground level, and then bring it up from there to match this. Okay, this will be easy. So it needs to be, that's 2%, right? 2%. 1.75%. 1.5%. Okay, so it needs to go up at a 1.75%, basically. So we come out straight, something like that, right? And then we just loop towards this and place it there. Perfect. All right, now we just gotta do that, like, 7 more times. So we come out here, go as close to this as we possibly can. 1.75%. Perfect. Come out straight. Excellent. And then loop it towards this. Doesn't matter if it overlaps. All right. Excellent. Something like that. Now the only issue is going to be if we have enough space for all the rails, because now that one comes like right here. Yeah, because that one's like straight and turns. I don't know if we're gonna have space for all. We'll put all the groundwork first and see. We might have to back these up just so we can put like this line further over here on this side. I don't know. Let's just place all the groundwork first and see. So here we go again. 1.75. Come out and then curve in and go straight at this. I mean, it looks cool. I don't know. This might be tight for rails. I mean, to be fair, it should be fine even if the rails are like jammed right next to each other, because as long as they're not overlapping, we're never gonna have these trains, like, multiple trains parking at the exact same time. So it's not like you have to park something on a rail next to a rail. Like, basically, as long as the two metal parts of the rail aren't touching two other metal parts of a rail, we should be good to go, I would think. I'm hoping this will work, but this looks sick. It really does. All right, last one, 1.75. I've noticed too, they've kind of gotten, like, you can see that gap's gotten a little bit higher. I guess this one could be 1.5. Do this one at 1.5. It doesn't really matter. The gap's got a little bit higher. It's just because I think the starting point on the ground is slightly higher, so the turntable's flat, but you can see there's some gaps. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. It looks good enough. So now we just got to start trying to set lines up. So this is all going to be completely guesswork, because you can't actually link to the turntable. So we're going to just align the turntable with each lane one at a time and hope this can work out. So, let's just bring this all the way around. It's going to be easier than lining it up from the far side. Bring the handle all the way. This is perfect. This looks really, really good. I'm already a bigger fan of this than that one over there. That looks like some terrible, outdoor turntable. I might leave it just for, it's not too hard to delete, to be honest, but all right, let's get this aligned. I might leave it though, just for the nostalgia's sake, and extra engine storage, but it does look kind of bad. And then of course we have to park a ton of engines over here, which is going to be interesting, but we're going to do that, of course. All right, I think we've got that one aligned with the first foundation piece. Close enough? I don't know. We'll see. These don't have to be perfectly straight, but they have to be straight enough that the train doesn't derail itself trying to get on it. So then we're going to link from here, right? And we're just going to go out straight first. Like, link 1, 2, and then just, like... See, that's too far of a gap, though, isn't it? Like, there's no way a train's going to... Oh, the foundation all needs to come out further. Okay, hold on. Actually, we can fix this really easily. We can just demolish these rails, and we'll just put a temporary piece of groundwork that, like, just goes, like, across this whole thing. And we'll delete this after the fact, but this should just allow us to, place down that last little bit of rail. Perfect. All right, yeah, there we go. Now, because for the concrete lip here, this, like, brick layered lip doesn't have an actual, like, snap point or anything. So it's too low for the rail, obviously, which, makes the rail dip down. Anyway, so here we go. So let's try this again. So straight, gotta go out straight, curve, there we go, perfect. And then something, I don't know. This is, oh boy. Can I, Like maybe there? I don't know how perfect this has to be. I mean, we can still adjust the turntable. That's a thing. So if I do like this... Oh, God. Nope, nope, nope. There. Oh, that's too much. There. That should be good, right? Maybe? Is that too much of a gap? Feels like there's too much of a gap. Yeah. We'll try it. Alright, now we gotta try this one. Same thing. Out. Turn right. Turn right. And then we gotta go basically just straight. Like that. And I think that's probably close enough. It's a little off. You can see like it's gonna go on a slight angle, but I think that's enough of an angle. Like the train will be fine. We're gonna go slow. So that's 2. Yeah, you can see it is an angle a little bit. The problem is this one here though. I don't know how much space we're gonna. Let's try putting this one on the right first. Because otherwise, if we don't do this correctly, we're not gonna have enough space. So this one's gotta be like as close to this other metal rail as we can possibly get. We basically gotta go out straight again. Yep. Perfect. Curve in a little bit. I think this is gonna work. Oh God, this is so tight. Like that, right? And if I do this, hold on. Something like that. Perfect. Right? And we got space, you know, that one's again, same thing. It's gonna be a little off the one way, but the other's a little off the other way, and theoretically, neither of these tracks should have a problem with each other. The train should drive on one versus the other without an issue. That's perfect. Like now we just got to repeat this pattern 6 million times, but that's perfect. I do want to extend this one out. I think it looks a little short to the others, but yeah, no, that's great. So now we just got to repeat. So let's just keep moving this along and keep going. I can't believe there's enough space. That's actually, I think this is going to work. Okay, so we finished all the lines. They're not perfect. Some of them, like you can see the ties come out a little bit different, but I think they're close enough and we don't have any metal overlapping. So I think this is gonna work perfect. Now all we gotta do is demolish the last of the groundwork. So this inside stuff, look at that. Perfect, that looks so amazing. Okay, now we're just gonna start parking some engines. So we're gonna rotate this guy all the way around. We're gonna get over there and fire up all our engines and bring them in. I'm gonna leave the Cook Mogul on the track, simply because I just wanna, you know, I wanna keep using it. I've been enjoying it, but I'm gonna park the rest of them in here just for the purposes of having it all look. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna park them all in here. I don't even care. We're gonna park the Cook Mogul as well. Get everything parked in just so we can see the full appearance. And then next episode, we can pick an engine and leave, which will be super, super sick. Okay, let's line you up. This is gonna take a bit, to be honest. It actually takes a while to park stuff. Here we go. Okay, so that's good enough. You know, some of these lines, they're a little sloped relative to the table. I think this is gonna work enough. You can see the curves are all a little bit different. Like this one's straighter, and this one's got more of a curve here. That one's gonna curve more at the back, but they all do line up. And you know, we are moving super, super slow on these sections of track, and they all slope down, of course, from the table into the sheds. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But first thing we got to do is get rid of this train that's attached to the Cook Mogul. Actually, we can do that after. We'll put it in that lane by the Heisler there. So let's get the Heisler and Betsy and get them out. We can do 2 at a time. To be honest, we'll just push Betsy with the Heisler. It should be fine. All right. So, oh, you guys are conveniently almost touching. That's great. Betsy has no fire, but it does have some boiler pressure. Let's go forward a little bit. All right. Good enough. We're just going to do this to link the two of you together. All right, how are you doing? Let's just dump fire into you. I'm assuming they're all dead on fire. You've been sitting for a while. How'd that work? Perfect. Excellent. All right, and let's just move you forward. Then we'll hook you up to Betsy, and we'll turn Betsy's brake off. There we go. Now we're gonna get these guys onto the main line, which is definitely not set, and then we're gonna back them in. And we'll back these two in all the way into the engine sheds. Normally, they'll be coming in forward, but then you just use the round table to flip them 180 degrees, so it's not really a big deal. Same thing when they're coming out. You know, we could park them in reverse, but then, you know, when they're coming out, they'd have to be flipped as well. So, yeah, that one. And then we got to flip this switch over here. This will be sick, though, because now we'll have an actual engine shed. You come up, you pick the engine you want. We're going to need more engine storage at some point, so maybe we'll build another set of sheds over there off that other round table. Like I said, I'll probably just leave it for now as sort of like a nostalgia piece and then figure out what to do with it later. Or, you know, you guys in the comments can let me know, should I delete it? Should I remake it? I'm thinking might remake it to put more roundhouses there. At some point, we're going to have more engines than just 8, right? So, oh, that looks so cool, though, from a distance. It actually starts to look more like a yard. And then, yeah, put another roundhouse over there. Or maybe they'll add, you know, maintenance sheds, and we'll have to build some of those or something. I'm not sure. Either way, you guys can let me know in the comments down below. What do you think? For now, we're not going to touch it. It is a historic monument, and, you know, it's a piece of history. We don't want to forget it. Time to push Betsy along. We are losing a little bit of boiler pressure, but honestly, it doesn't really matter. We're going to end up just... The fire temp's building. We still have fuel. Oh, fire temp's already above 200. Yeah, we're going to get boiler pressure about 2 seconds here. We can turn the compressor down a little bit, actually. We don't need that much compressor. Perfect. Get onto the main line, and then we'll back up. And then we got to actually go down the freight line. This is the one thing that I really like about having the engine sheds here, is it's on the main, like, freight area. So normally we have this switch flicked, and the only time I switch this switch is when we have to go pick up cars or pick up an engine or whatever. But now, like, we'll never have to flick this unless we're picking up cars, because all the engines will be parked on the same spot. So we can easily swap engines without having to, like, change that switch. Excellent. Let's flick this. And then we're gonna we'll auto drive the Hessler for a second here. So reverser to 0, brakes to 0, regulator 30%. Are we moving? We are moving. All right, let's give it a little bit more. 37%. Okay, now we got to go flick some switches over at the depot there to get it onto the engine line. That one's good. Nice and slow. Okay, perfect. All right, so we got to flick this switch to the right. I think the others are all already good. Right. And then that last one, we need to go to the right as well. This actually looks amazing. I really like the way that looks now. It kind of fills out that curve. There's still a huge open space in behind them, but from this angle, you can't really tell. So it's kind of good. It makes it look a little more, I don't know, train yardy-ish. I don't know. We can still figure out something to do in behind those curbs at some point, and we're definitely going to need more train sheds. Like, we're going to need a whole other section of train sheds. That's for sure. Here we go. Let's, we got to get in here. Yeah, hit the reverser, stop. We got to hit the brake a little bit. Perfect. Oh, we need to put a water tower here as well. That was another suggestion people said. They said you should have, like, a water tower right off this spot. Something like that. So, yeah, you come out, you get your water, you leave. Boom, done. Problem solved. Okay, let's park these boys. Unhitch you. The turntable looks good. No brake. A little bit of reg. Just to roll on slowly. Excellent. Okay, and then we're gonna park this one, let's pick this shed right here. This number 6. Let's go into number 6 for this. I don't really know why. Oh, this is actually, you know what? This is number 4. We should probably put it in shed number, we're gonna put it in number 6. I feel like it's more OP and deserves a better shed. So that would be over that line. So we gotta put, Betsy, it's not your turn yet. Just chill. I forgot to put the brakes on Betsy. It's fine. There we go. Okay, so number 6. Try and line this up. Oh, stop. Whoa, easy there, champ. Whoa. I find with the turntable, I always overshoot it. I go too far and then not far enough, and yeah, it's okay. Hold on, chill. There we go. It's hard to see. The engine is kind of in the way. Think that's good. That looks only slightly sketchy. There's a little bit of a lip there. I don't think that's going to matter too much, though. We'll have to see. We might have to actually put the foundation that we built these on, like, a little higher up. Because they're all, like, a little tiny bit low compared to the turntable, which means I guess the foundation that we were ending on wasn't just... I think this will be fine, though, to be honest. I don't think there's going to be any train that can't make it up a tiny little lip. But maybe. I mean, worst case, we just have to fix it. It's not the end of the world. All right. Slowly back in. Regulator off. Yeah, it makes it down the lip, no problem. Perfect. Wonderful. Oh, this looks so sick. And we can just hop out and the brake will activate. Look at that. Nice parking job for the Heisler. Oh, these sheds are huge. I didn't realize how huge. You know, we're going to bring you up to the front a little bit more so we can see you and tell which one's in which shed. But man, these sheds are massive. Look at that. We could actually fit. I guess it's probably because the Class 70 is a really long train. I don't have one yet, but I'm assuming it's a long train. All right, let's get the Betsy parked in now. The Betsy we're going to put in engine shed number 1. Because, you know, it is number 1. It should deserve to be in number 1. The Heisler I'm putting in the 6. I'm trying to, like, think of, like, power rankings, you know? I feel like the Heisler's one of the more powerful engines, so it should be over there. You know, you got the Cook Mogul in the Class 70 maybe in the middle there, or the Eureka, I guess. It's going to be in one of those spots as well. But, yeah, we'll put the Betsy in number 1, the Betsy 2 in number 2. Although we could, honestly, store the Betsy and Betsy 2 on the same track. The only pain in the butt, of course, is if you want to take one of them versus the other, then you have to, you know, take them both out and then flip them around. So it's not the end of the world, but there we go. That's a little bit over. Yeah, there's just a slight little lip on each of these, but again, we're moving very, very slowly. So obviously the last piece of foundation, the curved piece that I placed here and then deleted, needed to be higher up. It was too low. I don't know how, but it was. So yeah, it needed to be just slightly higher up. I think this will be fine though. Honestly, the wheels are much bigger than the gap. Yeah, that's okay. It's only slightly sketchy. It's fine. And then we just roll in, to be honest. This is so sick. I can't believe we actually have engine sheds now. I saw some people, like, there were some screenshots of people, like, building their own engine sheds out of foundation pieces and, like, bridge pieces and stuff to try and make it look like a covered structure. But, I mean, this is just amazing. Having actual engine sheds is just so cool. Every train can be parked, we can close them all up, and I mean, it's just great. We're gonna have to bleed all the pressure out of these guys, but that's fine. We'll do that. All right, let's go get these two over here, the Eureka and Betsy 2. We'll bring them out together. Shouldn't be a big deal. And then we'll bring them around, park them, and then finally we'll get the Cook Mogul, the 5th engine, and park it as well, just so we can see all 5 in there. I think it'll be perfect. You know, I guess this track has a little bit of a lip up too, you can see. So, it's not too bad. We should be fine. All right, brake, reverse, 100%. Get you onto this line. Yeah, doesn't even notice it, to be honest. All right, excellent. Just have you park up here, and then we'll hook the Eureka into it again. So let's put a hitch on that. And now we just got to rotate this guy to fit the Eureka. Apparently the Eureka got buffed too, so I really should try it. It is still named Gutless though, but I should probably try it on a train or two, just to see, you know, how good it is. Because my original experience with it wasn't so good. It wasn't the most powerful engine, and that's why I named it Gutless, because it is quite gutless. Actually, well, the first Eureka, the tender magically disappeared, so that was, you know, that was that. And then the second Eureka, this is actually the second one, because the first one got demolished to get a tender back. And this second one, it earned the name Gutless and a number of 0.5 because of how bad the first one was. But everyone was like, Con, you didn't give the Eureka enough of a chance. It's a good engine now, so maybe we'll have to go back and try it out at some point in time. We'll see how it does pushing, you know, Betsy 2. Let's go with that. This is a good starting test. All right, I think that's aligned-ish. Yeah, should be close enough. Let's just tap it back once. There we go. All right, you got that hitch up. Perfect. And full forward, no brake. 100%. Compressor, 30% now, 45, whatever. Good enough. It'll build the brake enough. We got tons of water at least on this, so that'll be fine. All right, I know too there was a lot of misinformation spread about the Eureka, which was entirely my fault because I got baited by the comments and said the generator on the Eureka gives it more power, which is definitely not true. The generator doesn't even do anything. You can see if I set it up, it doesn't actually do anything. It's only for electricity. The generator on these trains is a little turbine on the side. You can hear it ramp up on the Heisler, and it powers the electricity to power the lights. That's like literally all it does. It doesn't give you extra power. It's not a turbocharger. It literally does nothing. Look, see? Nothing. Flick it up, goes back to 0. All right? The Eureka's just gutless. It is what it is. but it's not a big deal. It still can push this train, barely. But yeah, I noticed a lot of comments, people like, listen, Con, you're spreading misinformation, and I agree, and that's my fault. I got baited by the comments. The generator is not a turbocharger. It's just nothing. See, doesn't do anything. It's fine. Don't worry about it, guys. We're all gonna be okay. I am gonna try the Eureka on some train, though. I still think it's pretty gutless, though, to be perfectly honest, just based on this experience. For example, we're towing an empty Betsy 2, which is just a bunch of dead weight. It does have its brakes off, and it's still like it's struggling to get started, you know? It's supposedly a fast train once it gets started, but it's very slow to get started. Well, there's our old empty turntable. It actually doesn't look that bad empty, but like it's definitely just like a star turntable, like a snowflake or something. But yeah, we'll figure out what to do with that later. I'm so happy with the way this new setup looks, though. It's so good. Oh, man. It's going to be great. And we got the water tower there, too, which is perfect. You come out, you fill up a little bit. Keep going. Then the last train we got to bring in is the Cook Mogul, and then that's it. That's all the trains we have right now. We're going to definitely buy some more trains. I need to do some more money-making activities to get some more trains, but we'll get it eventually. I definitely want to try the Class 70 on that smoother mountain pass because it's got tractive effort and some speed. I think I was reading the Heisler's top speed is like 7 mile per hour or 9 mile per hour or something like that. It's not very high. And so, you know, doing long routes with it, you know, it'll make it, but it's very slow. All right, so we're going to put the Eureka in engine slot number 3. I want to put the two Betsy's next to each other. All right, good enough. And let's just unhitch this. Thank you. Back you up, please, Miss Gutless. Or Mr. Gutless. I don't know if train engines are male or female. Oh, right. You gotta have some brakes there, champ. Thank you. Yeah, we don't want you rolling back with us. That would be bad. The Eureka is one of those engines, too, that barely fits on this turntable. I don't know if the Class 70 even will fit with the tender or not. Like, it's a massive train. It feels like it's bigger than the Eureka when you look at it in the engine menu. So it might not actually fit in here, or we have to, like, detach the tender and push the tender in somewhere else. I honestly don't know. Okay. Just, like, look at this. This thing barely fits. Okay, maybe we got a little bit of space, but still, it is not a pretty picture. Lower that. Let's go, no, number 3. So over here. Should be right there, that next one. Just gotta line it up. I think, is that good? That looks okay. Yeah, good enough, perfect. Let's go reverse. Get onto that little lip. Kind of drops down a little bit. Yeah, I might have to adjust that, honestly. It's not that big a deal, but it's like, you know, because obviously we are going slow, but you can definitely notice them dropping down. Of course, my only worry is that we'll derail one of these things one of these times, but, you know, seems okay. Oh, no. More, go back more. Go back more. I hit the brake too soon. My bad. Go back a little bit more, please. Stop. Perfect. Excellent. Wonderful. You're gonna have to come through here and release all the pressure release valves. You can actually just take the cylinder cocks, open them up, and then blow them out a little bit. So if they have no fire temps. So yeah, Betsy here has boiler pressure. So we just turn on the cylinder cocks, turn up the regulator, and then turn it off. And you can see it blows out just a little bit of pressure. So now the pressure release valve isn't constantly going off. We can do the same thing here, I believe. We have a little bit of water temp still, so we gotta wait till the water temp comes down to do it. Although, might be able to just do it, to be honest. Yeah, no, see, it's still got fire temp and water temp. So we gotta just wait until that bleeds out, and then it'll be fine. We can bleed the pressure off that one. The Heisler we could probably do, as long as it has no fire temp. Yeah, it doesn't. So here we go. Cylinder cocks open, regulator up, regulator off, cylinder cocks there. Bleeds just a tiny little bit of pressure, and gets, oh, and we can turn off the brake compressor too. Yeah, there we go. I just like it looking like the engines are actually, you know, stopped, right? When they're parked, they don't have all these steam things coming out. All right, Betsy 2 is on the turntable, and we're gonna bring it to slot number 2, be next to Betsy 1. Oh, way overshot that. Yeah, no, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't, no, you're not going on to the line with Betsy 1. I know you really want to, you know, it's nice to have friends, but you're gonna be by yourself. You guys will share the same house, but, you know, different rooms. It'll be fine. Actually, it's the same room, just different doors. Okay, that's good enough. See, this one's a little bit sloped, to be honest. You know what? Maybe we'll actually just clean that up. Just no, because we don't have a foundation there. Never mind. If I deleted that, I wouldn't be able to replace it. We'll have to go back. I might go back and honestly just clean these all up, because the foundation just needs to be the slightest bit higher at the end point, but it should still get on, to be honest. It's like, it's the slightest little kink. It's not really the end of the world. But at least this works. It's kind of cool that you can do this. Yeah, like, it doesn't even care. It honestly doesn't even notice. Perfect. Back you up. And don't even have to bleed boiler pressure on this one. It's already low. Just bring this forward. These are so funny. The two tiniest engines in one really big shed. There we go. Perfect. You guys are great. You could fit like a freaking car in here and behind with each one of these. You want to do like the caboose or something. Oh well. All right, now we just got to get the Cook Mogul, bring it around, and probably park it next to the Eureka, I think. Because then the two gear trains could park together here, and then the Class 70 and nothing could park in the other spot. This is so cool. I love the way that looks now. I really do. You know, I think that looks great. The curve is obviously, like I said, way too big around the outside, but I think this looks fantastic. It's a nice, clean-looking engine shed setup, and it uses at least some of the space in there. I think it's perfect. And I like the fact that it's on the inside freight line. We're going to have to bring them out in reverse. So bring them out forward, flip them, and then reverse them, and then get onto the main line and go forward afterwards. But I don't think that's a big deal at all. I'm sure that was common enough in some areas, depending on how they had their roundhouses set up. We could have also driven them in forward, but I just wanted to, you know, be able to see the fronts of all the engines, not the backs of them. Okay, we got tons of space on this line. So we're just gonna hit the brakes here. And apply the brakes to all these cars, of course. And this should all be set, because this is the line that the Heisler and the Betsy were on. So we'll take that out. Look at that, we've already got this whole shunt lane full. But mind you, now that one's like empty completely. So there's no... Yeah, all our trains are on this shunt line now. That's fine. We'll have more trains soon enough. Need to make some money. I want to buy the Class 70, make some money, then make some more money, and then definitely get some more trains. We also got to, like, redo that bridge. Well, not redo it, actually do the bridge, because there's still no bridge there, so that's important. And I got to rearrange some of the lines at the sawmill, because obviously I want to start getting more people on to do much more trains all at the same time, just to make a lot more money a lot quicker, and to like fill up the iron mine and that sort of thing. But in order to do that, I got to re-engineer the sawmill so that we can actually, you know, have trains crisscross each other and pass. Like, someone needs to be able to drop off logs while other people are running planks and stuff without getting in each other's way. And currently you can't do that, so it kind of makes the sawmill a mess. So that whole system needs to be redesigned to be much, much better. I feel like the sawmill is actually one of the major sort of hubs in the game. There's going to be a lot of stuff that takes sawmill products, and that's why the load and unload of that need to be more organized. I honestly wish the load was on the opposite side. If you had the drop-off point on the left when you're like looking at it, and the loading point on the right, it would actually be a lot easier to sort of, you know, get the logging camp to go straight in. But I guess that's part of the difficulty, and maybe that's why the devs did it that way, is that, you know, you have to deal with how do you crisscross the two trains. All right, the final engine. Parking in here. I don't think the turntable's lined up, is it? No, it is definitely not. Okay, well, we'll be fine. This is another one that's really barely fits. Just gotta go nice and slow. It literally will barely fit this. It's kind of crazy. That's way too fast. Let's brake. Okay, how much? Yeah, we just gotta go a little bit more. Get those front wheels onto the turntable. That's good. Perfect. Yeah, like look at that. Front wheels are barely on, and the back wheels have like less than a foot. It's crazy how close that gets. All right, and then we'll rotate this one to the left just a little bit because it goes onto that line there, I believe. The nice thing too is once you get onto that, you can just turn off the reverser and let it coast in because these are slightly downhill, which is nice. Perfect. Oh, that looks fantastic. And stop. Excellent. Man, this looks so cool. All right, let me back out. Let me go a little bit forward, actually. We're just gonna... Oh, I can't tell. There we go. All right, let's take a look at this. See what this all looks like. That is legit. That is so legit. This looks amazing. We actually have all of our stuff here, and we could store, you know, 3 more engines still. And plus, you know, we could store the Betsy's in one line and put another engine, like a 4th one as well. So definitely a good setup, I think. And yeah, we don't have room for other engine sheds on either side, but we could make another one over there. So gonna have to happen once we fill all these up. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I think this looks awesome. I'm so glad we have this now. The engine sheds look great. I hope it means maintenance is coming at some point, because it would be really cool to have legitimate reasons for having to like use the cylinder cocks and maintain the engines, you know, shovel the ash out of the front. Apparently these front hatches open and there's a bunch of ash that builds up in here from the smoke, so it'd be cool to have to shovel that out and clean them out and, you know, actually take care of your engines. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What other things would you like to see in Railroads Online? Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see y'all next time.